Hello everybody, welcome to Championship Predictions Match Week 29. The audio is working this time. I have checked, and yeah, it's working. So, let's first cover how we did last week. Liam, it's a story of two different days, isn't it, last week?
Yeah, so Tuesday I had a blinder, and Wednesday I picked up a solid 0 points. So all of my points came from Tuesday. I scored 13.
Yeah, so my Tuesday, not as many points as you, but it was still okay. Wednesday, it was decent. I got a 3 pointer, thank you, Middlesbrough. And once again, we head to a new week, and we start off with Derby versus West Brom. And Liam, do you want to start?
Uh, well, before I even read out, or not read out, I haven't written anything down. Before I even say anything about the result, I think it's pretty obvious which way this will go because, well, many reasons. 5-0 at home. Oh dear.
Mm.
Um, West Brom are in deep trouble. Deep, deep trouble. And I think they'll fold again. Eric Ramsey, obviously, not off to the ideal start. They've shipped 8 goals in the 2 games he's managed. So I think that will increase to 11 goals. I think it's going to be a much needed big home win for Derby, 3-0.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to predict for to go in favour of West Brom here. Like you mentioned, the 5-0 just explains massive volumes of where West Brom is at right now.
And sorry to interrupt, if that wasn't bad enough, West Brom have not won at Pride Park for I think 23 years. It's not looking good for Albion.
And obviously, with Norwich winning, Portsmouth picking up a point, it means they are directly at relegation risk now. They are reachable. So I think a bit of nervousness from the West Brom camp, and they need to get a result soon, otherwise they will be dragged in. We all say they won't be there, they won't be there. Well, if they don't pick up the form, they will be there. And very quickly they will. But my prediction, I'm sorry, but I have to back Derby here. It'll be close, but I think it'll be a 2-1 home win. And now on to Middlesbrough v Preston. Middlesbrough, last time around, a very good away win at Stoke. Preston, continuing their slide down the league, losing pretty badly to Hull, as I thought they would. And I just think there's going to be more Preston pain this game. 2-0.
2-0 to Borough.
2-0 to Bury, yes.
I can't argue with that. I don't want to say the same score, but I think I'm going to have to because I just don't see Preston scoring any goals at the moment. Um, God, I sound awful. Um, yeah, I can't disagree. I'm going to have to say 2-0.
Alright, and for Millwall versus Charlton.
Oh God, I want to back Millwall, but I don't know. Anything could happen in this one. Millwall did lose, put up a good fight at Coventry, I will say, but yeah, they did lose on Tuesday. Charlton again have faced or have had superior number of players on the pitch during their match, um, but I think it'll be. Will it be 4 points from 9 for Charlton? I'm leaning a draw, but I'm actually going to back Millwall for a 1-0.
Yeah, I think Charlton are struggling. Losing at home to Derby is probably a result that Charlton wouldn't have wanted. Against the Millwall side, who have definitely held their own this season so far. Just recently losing to Coventry, though, 2-1. But I do think Millwall will bounce back. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Millwall win. And next up, we have Birmingham versus Stoke. Birmingham last time around ended up winning at Sheffield Wednesday. 2 late goals, but they got there in the end. And Stoke, they lost at home to Borough. Now this is at St Andrews, and I have a feeling Stoke will get something out of this. Not 3 points, but 1 point. 1-1.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that the late goals at Hillsborough. Uh, Obviously, no one would know, and now I'm just probably it's gonna sound like being salty at nothing. But in the video that did not have audio, I was told, nope, Birmingham will run away with this. I said it will be a tight, underwhelming victory. I obviously said 2-0. And hey ho! Birmingham proved me right. I can't believe it. Thanks, Birmingham, for once in your lives. Um, Moving on to this, I forgot who they played. Stoke, sorry about that. I wanted to have a tangent because it's funny. Yeah, Stoke slipping down the table now, aren't they? Where are they? They are eighth, so they're still in the picture by every means, but by all means. But I think it's likely they will drop down at least 3 places this weekend. I think it'll be a Birmingham win. I'm going to say 2-0 again.
Alright, and now for Blackburn versus Watford.
Oh, I think this might be another away win for Watford, which I'd say is rare, but at the moment it's not. Uh, I just can't see where Blackburn are going to win games. This should be winnable. This should be the game for Blackburn to get back on track. They have fallen into the bottom three. Have a game in hand on Norwich and West Brom. So this should be the game. Excuse me. But I don't think it will be because I've seen Blackburn fans have turned on Big Val again. So yeah, I can't go against Watford here. I'm gonna say 1-2.
I think in the case of like Blackburn, it's quite tricky because they have pretty crap ownership as well. So I think it's difficult to lay fingers. Obviously, Valerian Ishmael is a big factor of that. The results aren't going their way, and rightly so. He's going to be questioned. But also the Venkies as well. I mean, apart from Sheffield Wednesday, in my opinion, are the worst owners in the league, and I just don't see Blackburn going upwards whilst they're at the helm. Obviously, as you mentioned, they slipped into the bottom three because of a Norwich win and a Portsmouth draw. I just, if they don't win on Saturday, I don't see them winning for a few weeks at least. And I don't see them winning. I'm sorry, Blackburn fans, but I'm going 1-2. Alright, and now on to Bristol City versus Sheffield Wednesday. Bristol City last time around lost, and Sheffield Wednesday also lost. But this is the chance for Bristol City to get back on track. And to be honest, there's not much to say except they will get back on track with a 3-0 home win.
Yeah, it's if you don't get back on track in a game like this, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And I know they're not right now, but Bristol City do not deserve to be up there if they don't at least ship 3 goals, like you mentioned. I'm going to one up that. I think 4-0.
I just think Wednesday, they should be a team to beat, but they can show up. Really.
They are going down on minus points.
Yes.
They can't beat they can't beat an out of form away from home Birmingham. They can't beat a weak Portsmouth side. I'm gonna look at their fixtures. They have that's results. They have At home, their next game is Wrexham. Now, granted, you're not going to win that. Well, I'd be surprised. But after that, you've got let's postpone. Millwall, somewhat win a game, winnable. Um, I've looked in the wrong bit here. And then you've got Southampton, also very winnable. So, but the issue is they're proving nothing. So I'll be surprised if they make it to if they break zero. To be fair,
I hear like in a couple of match days' time, if everything goes against them, they could be mathematically relegated. Sheffield Wednesday.
earliest I think they can possibly be relegated is I want to say 7th of March. Who do they play that day? So if they lose every game and results keep going against them, I believe 7th of March. And they're probably not going to win that because they're away at Derby that day. So it's looking god awful for Wednesday.
Yeah, I think in a couple of weeks it will unfortunately be confirmed. But for now, they're still fighting, I guess. If -7 is fighting, maybe it's just absolute waffle. But hey ho, let's move on to Hull versus Swansea. Last time around, both teams won, and both teams scored 3. So it's the battle of the we scored 3 goals in midweek. And I'm going to back the home side here. I think Hull are in good form, and I think their good form will continue. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going for a clean sheet for Hull. However, do not be surprised if Swansea win. Not because that's anything against Hull. That's because we're in the Championship, and we we always think we know what's going to happen. We don't. Championship's ridiculous. I am saying 1-0 Hull, but I wouldn't be shocked if Swansea win.
It's just that's what makes this league so good, isn't it? It's unpredictability. And speaking of one, coming up, Leicester versus Oxford. I think it's increasingly difficult to predict. Who would have thought that? Like early in the season.
I've got no words. It's just Oxford. You know what? Oxford may look at this and be licking their lips because this could be, in terms of club size, a big upset. In terms of league position, not so much. Uh, I just can't back Oxford to win, but I'm going to say a 1-1.
Oxford, I mean, once again failing to win at home. You need to win at home if you want to keep up with the tide. I mean, the tide is continuously rising. In terms of like relegation at the moment, 29 points is what you need right now to be 21st. That's quite a high margin at this time of the season compared to prior seasons. So they need to get a move on with points because they're starting to look like they're being cut off. They head to the King Power. I mean, it's possible that they could get points, but I'm going to lean slightly Leicester here. 2-1. And speaking of another one that's difficult to predict, QPR versus Wrexham. QPR and Wrexham both drew their last game. So, again, I can't really see anything but a draw in this one. 1-1.
It's a little bit of a mid-table clash in a way, even though they can both be considered in the playoff push. From outside of the top 6, from Watford down to, I'm gonna not include Leicester because they might still get a points deduction. From Watford down to Birmingham, it's possible for any of those teams, and Wrexham and QPR both fall into that bracket. You said 1-1.
Yes.
I'm. I don't think This will have as many goals as it possibly could. So I like that 1-1, but I'm going to add a goal. I fancy a win, but I don't know for who. Yeah, I'm going to say Wrexham. 1-2.
Yeah, I think that one's a bit of a trash game to predict, to be honest, because it's two sides who love a draw, in my opinion. And now for Sheffield United versus Ipswich.
Uh, Sheffield United v Ipswich. This could be a tasty game. Um, Sheffield United still down in 17th. Don't know what that's about. Um, so yeah, I think. I mean, they are 11 points off Preston, but that's still a long way to go when they've been poor all season. Two draws for Sheffield United, so I don't think this will be a draw. I can't see past Ipswich here, but again, it's one of those where I wouldn't be surprised if the opposition do win. I think it'll be a third 1-0 defeat in 3 games for the Blades.
Yeah, I think to lose at Southampton, I mean, is a very poor result in my opinion, because Southampton was very much out of form, and to lose to them, I just think not exactly a good omen there for Sheffield United for the Ipswich game. I know they're at Bramall Lane, but I just have a feeling that Ipswich is going to score, and quite a few of them. Um, Ipswich are flying right now, and I think they will continue to challenge Middlesbrough and potentially Coventry up until the end of the season. Apply some serious pressure, and Ipswich, I think, will score 3-1. So, yes, a 3-1 away win. And then next up, speaking of Southampton, we have the South Coast Derby once again for the second time this season. And it's two sides who are in the bottom half, I'm pretty sure, and an itch to get bragging rights. Last time around, the sides drew at St Mary's, and it was a pretty uninspiring game on the eye. It definitely needs to be a lot better at Fratton Park, but I just don't see either side winning this. I see a 1-1 draw, scrappy.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Up until Wednesday, I would have said a reasonably comfortable Portsmouth win. Uh, I didn't see Southampton beating Sheffield United at all. Um, just looking at Southampton, 40 goals scored, 40 goals conceded, 9 wins, 9 draws, 10 defeats. So that's how irritating they are to predict. Um, I don't know. I don't like predicting games like these. Same in Millwall Charlton earlier. That wasn't nice. Um Literally anything could happen. Head says Portsmouth win, but I think I'm gonna. Why not 0-0?
2-0 in the South Coast Derby. You know, everyone's waiting 12 years for the South Coast Derby to come back for both games to be 0-0. um, I I think it's reasonable, to be fair. I think it'll be a very scrappy sort of both teams afraid kind of to risk it, especially in a high stakes derby like the South Coast Derby. So I just think this screams a draw, to be honest. But it's not the last game of the week. We have Norwich versus Coventry on Monday night for some reason. Don't know
Yeah,
why.
why on earth is this a Monday night? Anyway, I know they won 5-0, but I can't see past Coventry here. 0-2.
Yeah, because I was initially doing my predictions and I thought, wait, that's 11 games. And then I saw there was one on Monday. I was like, oh. So, I don't know why it's Monday. It's a really weird game to put on the Monday, to be honest. But hey ho, I think this one, Norwich are showing some form, and I feel like they can be capable of turning over Coventry. Coventry, in recent weeks, they're getting wins, but they're grinding them out. They're winning by 1 goal, so they're not as comfortable as, say, they were about 1 or 2 months ago, where they would win by 3 goals or something. So I think this could go either way. Don't let Norwich's position in the table fool you. I think they are certainly a capable side on their day. And do I think that it'll be their day? I see a draw. 1-1. And now for score of the week. I shall go first. So my score of the week, I awarded 3 goals to Bristol City. And I think the score of the week will be Anis Mehmeti.
That means judging by the pattern, I'm going to have to change mine. I did have him. Well, I'm going to look at the other game then. That I had a high score in. I had Derby to win by 3 goals to 0. So, yeah, I mean, Bristol City was the very easy choice for me. And then you said Mehmeti as well. So it is my turn to change, and I will go for. I'm stuck between two, but I'm just going to play it somewhat safe and say Patrick Adjuman.
I mean, Adjumang is showing quite some fine form at Derby, isn't he? In a limited time he's been at the club, I'm pretty sure, scored or nearing 10 goals for the club. It's definitely a reasonable pick. So that is it for yet another week, and we shall see you for number 30. Goodbye.